Sometimes you feel it before you understand it. A small weight in your chest after certain conversations. A tiredness that doesn't come from lack of sleep. You can't point to anything specific. Nothing was said that was wrong. Nothing happened that you could name. And yet, something felt off. There's a kind of knowing that lives below language. It's older than words. Children have it. Animals have it. You had it once, before you learned to explain it away. That instinct, that quiet voice. It notices things your mind tries to ignore. Maybe you've been in a room with someone who smiled at you, said all the right things, asked how you were doing, and still, when they left, you felt smaller somehow, dimmer, like something had been taken from you without your permission. You couldn't prove it. You couldn't even describe it clearly. So you told yourself you were imagining things, being too sensitive, reading into nothing. But the feeling stayed. Here's something worth sitting with. People can hide what they think. They can choose their words carefully. They can arrange their face into the right expression. But what they feel always finds a way out. It leaks. Through timing. Through what they don't say. Through the slight delay before they congratulate you. Through the joke that lands a little too hard. Through the help that somehow makes things harder. We're not as good at hiding as we think we are. None of us. There's an old idea in psychology. It suggests that we all carry parts of ourselves we don't want to look at. Envy, resentment, the small, petty thoughts we're ashamed of. We push these things down. We bury them. We convince ourselves they don't exist. But they don't disappear. They just find other doors. Sometimes those doors open toward the people closest to us. The friend who loves you but can't quite celebrate your wins. The family member who supports you but always finds a flaw to mention. The person who says they want the best for you, but somehow leaves you doubting yourself every time you speak. They might not even know they're doing it. That's the strange part. The resentment that can't be spoken becomes the offhand comment. The jealousy that can't be admitted becomes the forgotten promise. The competition that can't be acknowledged becomes the subtle comparison. And you're left wondering why you feel so tired. Pay attention to the patterns, not the single moment, not the one time something felt strange, but the rhythm of it, the repetition. When someone's support always arrives too late to matter, when their advice always seems to plant a seed of doubt, when their humor always seems to find your soft spots. Once is nothing, twice is coincidence, but when you start to feel it in your body, that tightening, that bracing, something in you is remembering. There's a difference between someone who struggles to show up and someone who shows up in a way that diminishes you. The first is human. We all fail sometimes. We all get caught in our own storms. But the second is something else. It's the care that controls, the concern that criticizes, the closeness that keeps you small. You've probably noticed how some people talk about you when you're not there. Not in cruel ways, nothing obvious. Just a tone, a framing, a slight reshaping of who you are when they describe you to others. They might not lie, but they choose which truths to tell. And somehow, in their version, you're always a little less than you are. It's difficult to see clearly when love is involved, when history is involved, when someone has been in your life so long that questioning them feels like questioning yourself. But love does not require you to abandon your perception. Care does not ask you to silence your instincts. Real closeness can hold honesty. Real friendship can survive your awareness. This isn't about becoming suspicious of everyone. It's not about building walls or keeping score. It's about learning to trust what you feel. Not every chill in your chest is a warning. Sometimes you're just tired. Sometimes you're projecting your own fears. But sometimes your body is telling you something your mind hasn't caught up to yet. And that deserves your attention. There's a quietness in knowing. You don't have to confront. You don't have to explain. You don't have to make anyone understand. You can simply adjust. Gently, slowly. You can protect your peace without announcing it. You can step back without slamming doors. Some things don't need a conversation. They just need your honesty with yourself. The people who genuinely love you will feel different. Not perfect, not without friction, but different. Their presence won't leave you wondering. Their words won't carry hidden weight. When they're happy for you, you'll feel it. When they're struggling, they'll say so. There's a simplicity in real connection, a cleanness. It doesn't require constant translation. Maybe tonight, you're thinking of someone specific. Maybe you've known for a while. Maybe you're just starting to let yourself see it. Either way, you're allowed to notice. You're allowed to feel what you feel. You're allowed to take your own experience seriously. Not every bond is meant to last forever. Not every closeness serves you. And letting go of what hurts you is not the same as giving up on love. Sometimes it's how you make room for it. The rain keeps falling, the world keeps turning, and somewhere in you, something is becoming clearer. You don't have to do anything with it tonight. You don't have to decide or declare or act. Just let yourself know what you know. That's enough for now. If you've stayed until the end, maybe something here resonated with you. Maybe you needed to hear that your instincts matter. There's more to explore if you'd like to continue this kind of reflection, quietly, at your own pace. For now, just breathe. The rain will be here a little longer.